You've got questions? We've got answers. Help site for you. Leisure, health, eating, friends, travel, school, college. This site has been developed to help people who have problems and don't know who to turn to for help. We hope you will use it and make the right choices for life. Saying no to junk food. You want to stay healthy? Then you'd better stay away from fast food. Turn it down. The labels fast food or junk food refer to food that contains a lot of fat and is cooked in an unhealthy manner. Younger people tend to eat more junk food because of peer pressure. You should keep your principles and your sense of self-worth. You deserve healthy and nutritious food. So in the case of peer pressure, just say no. Hotline. For help at any time, talk on the phone with one of our counselors. Click here for more information.
Weight control. Anorexia. Anorexia is an eating disorder that affects people's appetites, usually because of emotional problems, stress, or pressure. This condition is quite common among teenagers, but it can also affect adults. The slim look is usually considered attractive by teenagers, so, in order to keep their weight down, these young people simply avoid food. Nowadays, there is a lot of information available about anorexia and a number of awareness-raising campaigns to prevent people from becoming anorexic.
I have to lose weight and run faster. What should I do?
You'd better stop eating junk food and exercise more.
Keeping fit. Fitness means being in good physical condition, healthy and strong, and is usually associated with exercise. That is not the whole picture. In order to keep fit, you have to eat well, sleep well, and generally feel good about yourself.
I know I should exercise, but I keep putting it off.
You ought to take up a sport, or you could work out with me if you like.
Driving. Some tips on driving. You should avoid driving too fast, driving through a red light, speaking on the phone while you are driving, overtaking other cars on a narrow road, racing, drifting on a busy road, staying safe on the road. You should always wear your seatbelt, even for short distances. You ought to observe speed limits, especially when you drive through towns. Try to slow down at intersections, even if you have right-of-way. You might check the route before you start, especially if you are going to a new place.
What should I do to lose weight?
You ought to exercise, and you shouldn't eat a lot of junk food.
I'm feeling depressed, and I don't know what to do.
You'd better see a psychologist or a psychiatrist.
Conversation 1.
Now, Harvey, what seems to be the problem?
Well, doctor, whenever I look at myself in the mirror, I feel terrible. I'm putting on so much weight.
Do you ever work out? Do you exercise?
Not really. I spend a lot of time sitting at my desk playing games on my computer.
What kind of food do you eat?
I have the usual pizza, beef burgers, fries, mostly fast food, but I don't eat all that much.
It isn't just the quantity, it's the quality. You should change your diet and eat more salads, fruits, and vegetables. And you ought to take up a sport or do some other physical activity.
Can't you just prescribe some of those diet pills, doctor?
Conversation 2.
What can I do for you, Idel?
Doctor, I have a problem with my skin. Look at my arms and hands. They're really itchy, and I scratch all the time.
Have you talked to your parents about this? Have you used a different soap or something lately?
Actually, it was my parents who suggested I come and see you. No, I haven't used a different soap, and I know we haven't changed detergent, so I don't know what it is.
What have you been eating?
Meat and vegetables and some fruit. Fries, but I've always had fries. They've never done this to me. Oh, yes, cashew nuts. I eat loads of nuts because I do a lot of training for the football team, you know.
Well, Idel, I don't think you need to worry about anything as long as you stop eating nuts. Yes, I know they're really nutritious, but they don't seem to agree with you. And just to be on the safe side, I would advise you to stay away from all types of nuts and salty snacks.
Conversation 3.
So, Saeed, what's the matter with you?
I'm not sure. Every time I exercise or run, I feel really weak. The other day, I nearly fainted at school. And the strange thing is, I eat well and I watch what I eat. I try to avoid junk food. I don't eat any sugar. I don't use salt.
I've known you since you were a kid and you never had a problem. What made you give up salt and sugar completely? Did anyone encourage you to avoid them?
Well, actually, no, but I read some articles on the web, and they said that if you're a man, it's a good idea to be careful with food and to get regular exercise as prevention against high blood pressure.
Saeed, you're a young man. You've been strong and healthy since you were a baby. No wonder you've been feeling faint. You use up a lot of energy and you need calories, fuel for your system. Start with salt in your food. By the way, a little sugar won't hurt you, especially before or after practice. Your body needs it. The articles you read were probably addressed to older men, not teenagers like yourself. And don't believe everything you read, at least not yet.
Put off. I put off my new diet. Turn down. I don't want to turn down a friend who asks for help. Put up with. Ahmed has put up with the noise for a long time. Now he has had enough.
Hey, Mohammed, you look upset. What's the matter?
I'm feeling down. It's all these exams coming up. There's so much pressure and everyone's calling me all the time to ask about this or that. When I'm out, they're constantly calling me on my cell phone to ask for help. If I say I can't speak, they want to know what time I will be available and where I will be so they can come over or call again. Why don't they call someone else?
You ought to talk to them and explain that they can't expect you to be free to help everyone all the time. You have work to do as well.
I tried talking to them, but they say I'm being selfish and looking out for myself and nobody else.
They probably think you don't need to study. You know it all anyway.
Seriously? Of course I need to study. I don't remember everything we've done. Do you get calls from classmates?
Sure. They're pretty nervous about calling you, so they call me first to find out what kind of mood you're in. To be honest, I would be really happy if you talked to them. I don't know what to say to them anymore.
Good eating habits contribute to health and fitness and make you feel strong. What is so good about a diet of vegetables and fruit combined with lean meat, preferably chicken or fish, you might ask? If you are very tired, hungry, and upset, there is nothing better than a juicy beef burger with fries or a giant pizza, you think. That's probably true if your brain has gotten used to the pleasure felt when tasting junk food. But is it good for you? Does it help you stay fit and control your weight? How do you feel after you've had a meal? Are you sure it's not time to break the habit? Breaking the habit. Getting healthy. The following is a checklist to help you decide if it's time for you or a friend to change eating habits. Just one warning sign should be enough reason to take action. You shouldn't think junk food the minute you start feeling hungry. There never is an acceptable reason for this. It is a definite sign of a habit that is on the way to becoming an addiction. Comfort eating is usually associated with junk food and, in general, high-calorie food that is also high in carbohydrates, starch and sugar, and saturated fat. If you run to the nearest fast food chain every time you feel down, you know it is out of control. A healthy, nutritious meal does not have to be bland and boring. When pushed, you can picture appetizing dishes that do not contain fries or fatty ingredients, but you still prefer to get a hold of a beef burger or a pizza. You know it's not the best food for you. You know that you are going to feel sleepy and tired after you have eaten. To be honest, healthy is a relative term. It all depends on what your alternatives are. There are healthier choices you can make, even at a fast food restaurant. You might, for example, order salad as a side dish instead of a second helping of fries. You could avoid condiments such as ketchup or mayonnaise, or eat a chicken burger. You know all this. You have promised yourself to do it next time you are there, but somehow it never happens. You keep insisting that those dishes take longer to prepare. But breaking a habit can leave you feeling down. Don't worry, this is quite common, and it shouldn't last very long if you stick to your decision to give up junk food. You ought to decide on your own if it's best to cut down on the amount of junk food you eat gradually over a period of time, or whether it's best to stop altogether for some time. You should allow yourself some time to do it successfully. You shouldn't give up simply because you were with friends and joined them for dinner at a fast food restaurant, or because you helped yourself to a few fries. Pick up some menus from different restaurants and read them carefully, paying attention to the ingredients of each dish. Then, highlight the dishes that you find interesting. You might go to the supermarket and wander around making a list of all the food and ingredients that you find attractive. If a friend insists on offering you junk food, turn down the offer and treat yourself to something nice. The important thing is to regain control and only eat junk food when nothing else is available, or very occasionally for a change. Make a list of all the things you enjoyed doing, but had to give up because you gained weight or do not feel energetic enough. Decide what you would like to do again and when. Set yourself goals that are achievable and enjoyable. Treat yourself right.
I hope you have had a good school year. I am sorry I haven't written sooner, but it has been very busy and difficult for all of us. Moving to a different city has not been easy. I miss you and all our friends. I have made some friends at my new school, but I am still considered the new student, so I never get invited anywhere. I tried to invite some of my classmates during the holiday, but only one turned up. The rest didn't even call to let me know that they couldn't come. I have tried to be nice to everyone and give them and myself time to get to know each other, but nothing has come of it. I have been feeling down for some time, and I can't concentrate. My grades have dropped, and I have gained a lot of weight because I get no exercise. They won't let me play football with them. I feel like giving up on everything. All I do is go to school, come back home, do my homework, and play video games on my own. I don't know what to do. If you have any tips, please write and tell me what to do and what not to do. I can't think straight any longer. Hope to see you soon.